10 seconds left. Archangel Michael is trying to reach you and you always skip it. Skipping hurts. God is calling. My beloved child, the very moment your eyes landed on this message, something ancient and divine shifted around you, as if unseen hands paused time itself because heaven couldn't risk losing you again, not after the countless times you scrolled past the signs meant to save your destiny, not after Archangel Michael stood beside you whispering guidance only for you to silence it with doubt. And now there are barely 10 spiritual seconds left before a life-altering revelation slips into the darkness forever. So breathe, don't move, because what you're about to hear is not an accident, not a coincidence, not a random video. This is a direct intervention from the highest realm, orchestrated at a moment when your spirit was exhausted, your heart bruised, and your faith quietly bleeding. Yet still you kept walking, unaware that God has been calling your name louder than your fears, and today, for the first time, you finally heard him, which is why you feel that strange pressure in your chest, that chill up your spine, that knowing ache behind your eyes. It's not anxiety, it's recognition, because your soul remembers what your mind keeps forgetting. You are chosen, protected, carried and seen, even on the days when you feel invisible to the world. And right now, Michael is preparing you for something so big that even the forces working against you are trembling, because they know that once you understand what's coming, you will never doubt your worth, your path, or your power again. So don't blink, don't look away, don't scroll. This message is the doorway, and heaven has waited lifetimes for you to open it. Every sign that followed you lately, the repeated numbers, the sudden déjà vu, the dream you woke up remembering even though it made no logical sense, the unexpected song playing at the exact moment you thought of someone, the random stranger who made eye contact as if they knew you, the opportunities that appeared then vanished just as quickly, the emotional heaviness for no reason at all. None of it was meaningless. None of it was coincidence, because the spiritual realm has been trying to get your attention, sending wave after wave of signals, hoping you'd finally stop running long enough to listen, because your life is not standing still the way you think it is. It's rearranging, repositioning, aligning with something destined, something promised before you were even born, and Michael has been pulling strings behind the curtain, protecting you from connections that would drain you, lifting you out of situations that would destroy your purpose, removing people that were never meant to walk into your future, even when it hurt, even when you begged for them to stay, because sometimes divine protection feels like abandonment until the blessing arrives. And now that blessing is closer than your next heartbeat, so close that heaven can't risk you ignoring it again, which is why you feel unsettled, restless, like something huge is coming but you can't explain it, because your spirit already knows your life is about to change forever, and tonight might be the last night you ever doubt why God chose you. You don't realize how many battles you survived without even knowing they existed, how many conversations were held behind closed doors with your name in them, how many intentions toward you were exposed before they reached your life, how many people tried to dim your light but couldn't because it wasn't powered by validation, beauty, money, luck or privilege. It was powered by divine assignment. And Michael guarded it like a burning torch in the darkest storm, refusing to let anyone steal what was written for you. But you've been living like someone who thinks they don't matter, minimizing your worth, settling for less, apologizing for shining, shrinking to make others comfortable, pretending you're fine while your soul screams for more, and heaven has had enough, because you weren't created to survive. You were created to transform, to awaken, to rise in a way that forces every person who underestimated you to confront their own blindness, and right now, someone in a high place. Spiritually, emotionally, or physically, is talking about you, thinking about you, planning something that will change your direction, and Michael is urging you not to miss the moment, not to self-sabotage out of fear, not to walk away because it feels too big, too unfamiliar, too vulnerable, because blessings arrive disguised as risk, and the version of you who prayed for a sign is finally being answered, so don't run this time. There's a reason your life felt paused, delayed, interrupted, redirected. God wasn't punishing you, He was preparing the environment where you can finally thrive without constantly defending your heart, where your voice is valued instead of silenced, where your loyalty isn't weaponized, where your love isn't taken for granted, where your presence is recognized as rare, not replaceable. And Michael has been watching you walk through storms you didn't deserve with grace you didn't even know you had, and now heaven is saying enough. Your story is shifting, your chapter is changing, your timeline is accelerating, but if you scroll away again, you return to the same cycle, the same doubts, the same emotional exhaustion, and God refuses to let you miss what's meant for you, because this opportunity coming toward you is time-sensitive, sacred, and divinely approved, and when it arrives, it will feel like breathing for the first time in years, like clarity replacing confusion, like peace flooding every room of your life, and the people who once overlooked you will suddenly remember your name, not because you demanded attention, but because destiny finally caught up to you, and heaven needs you to stay awake, stay present, stay receptive, because your breakthrough isn't coming someday, it's already moving toward you right now. Somewhere in the unseen realm, a final countdown has started, not a countdown to fear, loss, punishment or danger, but to alignment, restoration, divine reunion, answered prayers, unexpected elevation, and the moment your spirit finally understands why everything had to happen the way it did, why you lost what you loved, why you outgrew who you trusted, why life felt silent, chaotic, slow, lonely or unfair. Because once this blessing arrives, every unanswered question will dissolve, every wound will begin healing, every delay will make sense, and Michael is standing guard over this transition like a warrior of light, making sure nothing interrupts what God has already spoken over you, but heaven can't force you to receive it, they can only guide, and that's why you're here, listening, feeling something inside you awaken that you forgot existed, because this isn't just a message, it's a rescue, a redirection, an invitation from the divine saying, don't skip this one. Don't forget this moment. Don't underestimate your calling, because the next chapter of your life doesn't begin when you're ready, it begins when you finally say yes to the destiny that has been chasing you, and right now, it has caught up. Listen closely, because something extraordinary is happening around you right now, a shift so powerful that even your silence is being heard in heaven, and Archangel Michael is leaning in with fierce urgency, knowing that you've spent years pretending everything is fine while holding storms inside your chest, and heaven can't allow you to carry that weight any longer, so stay with me until the end, don't blink, don't move, because what's coming next was meant to reach you at this exact second. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, right now, when your spirit is finally ready to stop surviving and start receiving, and even if 1,000 distractions try to pull you away, remember, when God calls, He doesn't call twice in the same tone, and this time, the message is undeniable, unstoppable, and directly connected to the miracle you've been unknowingly walking toward. There is someone in the spiritual realm defending you, speaking on your behalf, fighting for blessings you don't even know belong to you yet, and while you've been overthinking, doubting, replaying past mistakes, believing you're behind, heaven has been preparing a divine introduction, a breakthrough wrapped in silence, a destiny upgrade that doesn't require you to prove anything, earn anything, chase anything, or convince anyone. Because what God writes, no human can erase, and Michael has. Watched doors close not to punish you, but to redirect you towards something too sacred, too aligned, too perfect for the version of you that didn't yet know your worth, but now you're awakening, remembering, reclaiming, and the universe is responding like it has been waiting for this moment forever. You may not realize it yet, but someone is about to reveal a truth connected to your purpose, a truth that will confirm every intuition you dismissed, every dream you buried, every feeling you couldn't explain, and when that moment arrives, it won't be loud, dramatic or chaotic. It will be calm, undeniable, and divinely timed, the kind of revelation that makes you exhale for the first time in years. And Michael is asking you not to run from it, not to self-sabotage, not to doubt whether you deserve it, because this blessing has already survived envy, interference, gossip, delay, jealousy, heartbreak and misunderstanding just to find its way to you, and now it's closer than ever, standing at the edge of your reality, waiting for your heart to finally open wide enough to receive it. If only you could see how heaven sees you, you'd stop apologizing for being emotional, sensitive, strong, intuitive, resilient, quiet, loud, complicated, mysterious, different. You'd understand that your uniqueness was never a flaw, it was a spiritual frequency, and that frequency has been calling in opportunities, soul connections, protection, abundance, healing and elevation behind the scenes. Even when your physical life looked still or uncertain, and Michael has been removing people who only love the parts of you they could use, placing distance between you and those who weren't spiritually qualified to witness your becoming, because the next season of your life requires rooms where your presence isn't tolerated, it's celebrated. And now, everything is aligning at once, the timing, the energy, the clarity, the emotions you can't ignore anymore, the quiet voice inside you saying something big is coming, and for the first time, you're not afraid of it, you're curious, ready, open, willing to believe that maybe, just maybe, God didn't forget you after all, and that's exactly why this message found you, why you couldn't scroll away, why your heart is beating differently, because destiny is finally approaching with intention, precision and unstoppable momentum, and Archangel Michael is standing guard, shield raised, wings expanded, making sure nothing and no one interrupts what heaven has already chosen for you. So stay alert, stay grounded, stay present, because the next chapter isn't waiting, it's already on its way. Something inside you already knows this message isn't random, and that's exactly why you're still here, because your soul recognized the frequency before your mind could process it. So stay with me until the end, don't scroll, don't second guess, just breathe, because what you're about to hear is the missing piece you've been searching for in silence, the answer to the heaviness you've carried, the clarity behind those restless nights. And Archangel Michael has been waiting for this moment to finally speak to you without interference, without distraction, without doubt, reminding you that destiny doesn't whisper forever. Sometimes it arrives like a spiritual alarm clock telling you it's time to wake up and step into the life that was always meant to be yours. Lately, you've been feeling disconnected from people you once trusted, conversations that used to excite you suddenly feel draining, places that once felt familiar now feel uncomfortable, and no matter how hard you try to ignore it, something deep inside keeps saying, I'm not meant to stay here, and Michael wants you to know that this isn't confusion, it's divine redirection. Because your spirit has already outgrown the environments your body is still standing in, and the universe is rearranging everything around you to guide you toward a future that matches your worth, your purpose, your calling, your heart, and even if it feels unsettling now, you will soon understand why nothing and no one could hold you back anymore. There's a person observing you from a distance, someone who sees your strength, your softness, your resilience, your grace, and they are realizing that you were never ordinary, never replaceable, never just another passing chapter. You were the turning point, the meaning, the catalyst, and Michael has been nudging their heart, stirring their conscience, awakening their memory, because part of your destiny is tied to a connection that was paused but never severed, delayed but never forgotten, protected but never abandoned, and soon, this person will gather the courage to step forward, not with confusion or hesitation, but with certainty, because heaven is guiding their steps toward you. Every challenge you faced recently, every emotional breakdown you hid, every setback that left you questioning your path, every closed door that felt like rejection, none of it was failure, it was preparation, because God couldn't let you walk into your blessing with wounds that weren't healed, with boundaries you didn't believe in, with energy still tied to people who didn't value you, so instead, He strengthened you quietly, reshaped you internally, and Michael guarded you spiritually, and now, you're entering a season where everything you lost will return in a higher, purer, more aligned form, and it will feel like the universe apologizing for ever leaving you in the dark. Right now, heaven is rearranging your timeline, conversations are being planned, opportunities are being positioned, hearts are being softened, pathways are being cleared, and you are being guided into a chapter where effort won't be exhausting, where love won't feel like survival, where blessings won't require sacrificing your peace, and Michael is asking you to stay with this message until the end, because if you walk away too soon, you might miss the confirmation that will shift everything. The one revelation that will remind you that you were never forgotten, never overlooked, never abandoned, just divinely saved for the right moment, and that moment is finally arriving. There's a reason your heart feels like it's holding its breath right now, because the message unfolding before you isn't just guidance, it's a spiritual wake-up call, and heaven is urging you to stay with me until the very last word. Don't scroll, don't look away, because Archangel Michael has been trying to deliver this revelation for months, but every distraction, every doubt, every interruption pulled you out of alignment. And now that you've finally stopped running, the universe refuses to let you miss what comes next, because this is the turning point, the moment everything quietly begins to make sense, the moment destiny stops waiting and starts moving toward you with unstoppable force. You haven't noticed it yet, but the energy around you has shifted. People who once misunderstood you are suddenly thinking about you, opportunities you thought you lost are slowly returning, conversations you never imagined having are being spiritually arranged, and Michael wants you to understand that this isn't luck, coincidence, or wishful thinking, it's preparation. Because the life you prayed for is already forming behind the scenes, and heaven is testing whether you'll trust the process or abandon it too soon, which is why this message appeared at the exact second your spirit needed reassurance, reminding you that divine timing never arrives early, but it never arrives late either. Someone important, someone connected to your purpose, your healing, your elevation, has been replaying moments with you in their mind, questioning every decision, every silence, every distance between you, and the weight of not speaking their truth is becoming unbearable, because they now realize you were the blessing they weren't spiritually mature enough to receive at the time, and Michael has been stirring their intuition, nudging their courage, clearing their path, because this time, if Destiny brings them back into your life. It won't be temporary, confusing or unstable. It will be intentional, grounded and divinely supported, and you'll finally understand why the separation had to happen first. You've been asking God for signs, for confirmation, for proof that you're not wasting your time, your love, your strength, your hope, and heaven is answering through synchronicities, repeated numbers, unexpected emotions, sudden clarity, and that unexplainable internal knowing that something big is approaching, something you can't quite name but can feel in every breath, and Michael needs you to stay present, stay patient, stay receptive, because what you're stepping into won't require chasing, begging, proving, or performing. It will flow, it will align, it will feel like home, and it will unfold effortlessly once you stop doubting your worth. Right now, the universe is rearranging people, opportunities, timing, environments and conversations all for your benefit, and though you may not see the full picture yet, trust that heaven is several steps ahead, protecting you from outcomes that would break you, guiding you toward blessings that will restore you, and Michael is standing guard, ensuring that no envy, ego, negativity, or past pain interferes with your breakthrough. So stay with me until the end, because the message you're about to receive next will not only confirm everything you're feeling, it will change how you walk into the future that's already waiting for you. Right now, heaven is leaning closer than ever, because this moment was chosen for you long before you even knew you'd be here, and Archangel Michael is urging you, stay with me until the end, don't scroll, don't break the connection, because the message unfolding is not just reassurance, it's preparation for a life-altering shift, a shift so precise that every delay, every loss, every unexpected pause was part of the architecture. And now the divine timeline is accelerating, drawing you toward a reality that will make you wonder why you ever doubted yourself, why you settled, why you believed you were forgotten, when in truth, you were being positioned. You've been sensing it, a strange calm before something big, a quiet internal knowing that your life is no longer where it used to be, even if nothing around you has changed yet. And Michael wants you to understand that spiritual transformation always begins invisibly, like seeds beneath the soil cracking open before they ever touch sunlight, and that's exactly where you are, on the edge of emergence, on the edge of recognition, on the edge of becoming someone even your past self wouldn't believe. And if you stay until the end, you'll finally hear the confirmation your intuition has been begging for. There is a conversation happening about you right now, somewhere you cannot see, between someone who once underestimated you and someone who quietly admired you, and this exchange is shifting the direction of your destiny, because the truth about your value, your potential, your impact is finally being spoken aloud, and Michael has been guiding this revelation to unfold at the perfect time, not when you were desperate. Not when you were emotionally fragile, but now, when you're strong enough to receive what was always yours without shrinking, apologizing, or questioning whether you deserve it. You don't realize how deeply your presence has affected others, how your kindness lingered in hearts long after you left, how your silence taught lessons louder than your words, how your resilience inspired people who never told you. And heaven has watched you pour love into empty spaces, support people who never showed up for you, and still remain open-hearted, and now the universe is balancing the scale, returning everything with interest, sending opportunities, connections, clarity and alignment that won't require you to chase, because what's meant for you is already moving, already choosing you, already making its way into your life. So stay with me until the very last second, don't look away, because the message you're about to hear next is the final piece, the one that will reveal why Michael has been so persistent, why life recently felt paused, why your spirit has been preparing without your permission, and once you hear it, you will never doubt your path again, because heaven isn't just calling your name anymore. It's opening a door you were always destined to walk through. Before you hear what comes next, take a breath and stay with me until the end. Don't scroll, don't let your mind wander, because this is the exact moment heaven has been trying to bring you to, the moment when everything that once felt confusing begins aligning with terrifying clarity, and Archangel Michael is standing beside you, knowing you're finally ready to receive what would have overwhelmed you months ago, because now you've grown, now you've awakened, now your spirit recognizes divine truth. Faster than fear, and this message isn't here to comfort you, it's here to activate you. You've been feeling like life has been holding its breath, like the universe is waiting for a signal, and that feeling isn't random, it's spiritual suspense, because something has already been approved for you, something signed, sealed and prepared in the unseen, and Michael has been protecting it from interference, jealousy, doubt, manipulation and distraction, ensuring that when it reaches you, it arrives untouched, undeniable and absolutely meant for you, and heaven wants you to understand that this isn't a small shift, this is a divine rerouting that will alter not just your present, but your future, your relationships, your identity, your purpose, your direction. Someone who once thought they could replace you, forget you, dismiss you or walk past your value is now realizing the magnitude of what they lost, and this realization is shaking them awake, pushing them into accountability, into reflection, into humility, because Michael has removed the illusions, removed the noise, removed the excuses, leaving them face to face with truth. Your absence was never silence, it was a sermon. And now they are preparing to return, not for closure, not for comfort, but because destiny is insisting on unfinished business finally being resolved, and this time, the choice will be yours, not theirs. For the past few days, you've been receiving subtle signs, unexpected memories resurfacing, sudden intuitive thoughts, emotional shifts that don't match your surroundings, dreams that feel too real to ignore, and heaven is telling you that these are not random, they are preparation, because what's coming requires your awareness, not fear, your openness, not resistance, your discernment, not self-doubt. And Michael is asking you to stop shrinking, stop questioning your worth, stop believing that blessings are meant for other people, because the door that's opening now has your name carved into it so clearly that nothing and no one can take it from you. So stay with me until the final word, don't scroll, don't disconnect, because the next message will reveal why everything paused, why certain people disappeared, why your intuition suddenly got louder, why God refused to let you settle, and once you understand that, you'll realize you were never waiting, you were being positioned, and now, destiny isn't walking toward you anymore, it's running. Stay with me until the end, don't scroll, don't let anything pull you away, because what you're about to hear is the moment everything clicks, the moment your intuition finally gets the confirmation it's been begging for, and Archangel Michael is standing in full armor, signaling that the spiritual waiting period is over, that the silence you've been surviving wasn't abandonment, it was strategy. Because heaven needed to clear the path, quiet the noise, and remove every distraction before revealing what was always meant for you, and now that your heart is steady and your vision is sharper, the truth can finally reach you without being destroyed by fear or doubt. There is a message forming in someone's mind right now, a confession, a realization, a shift in perspective that has your name woven into it, and this person has been battling their pride, their confusion, their ego, their fear of vulnerability, but Michael has been dismantling every excuse, every barrier, every emotional wall they built, because destiny can't unfold halfway, and soon, sooner than you think, they will approach you with honesty that feels like closure, beginning, healing and revelation all at the same time, and when it happens, you will understand why heaven delayed, why separation was necessary, why alignment required patience, not force. Your life is entering a season where opportunities won't just appear, they'll pursue you, where blessings won't just touch you, they'll choose you, where rooms you once felt unworthy of will now feel too small for the magnitude of who you're becoming, and Michael wants you to stop apologizing for evolving, stop shrinking to stay digestible, stop hiding your gifts because others failed to see them. Because your light was never meant to fit into comfort zones, it was designed to expose paths, elevate futures, and awaken souls who forgot their own worth while watching you reclaim yours. You may not realize it, but heaven has already replaced what you lost with something greater. New connections are being guided toward you, new opportunities are being aligned with your frequency, new environments are being prepared to receive you, and everything that once felt like a painful ending will soon reveal itself as divine protection, because God didn't remove anything from your life that was meant to stay, and Michael is asking you to trust that whatever left was never big enough to carry the future you're stepping into, the purpose you're unlocking, the abundance you're finally ready to receive. So stay with me until the last word, don't move, don't doubt yourself now, because the next message will reveal the exact moment your breakthrough activates, the moment destiny stops being a distant promise and becomes your lived reality, and when you hear it, you'll understand why heaven fought so fiercely to keep you from scrolling away, because this isn't just guidance anymore, this is the doorway you were born to walk through. Don't move, don't scroll, stay with me until the very end, because this moment isn't asking for your attention, it's demanding it, and Archangel Michael is closer than ever, watching you realize your own power, finally recognizing that the things you once feared were never obstacles, they were invitations into a higher version of yourself. And now heaven is preparing to hand you something that will shift the entire trajectory of your life, something so tailor-made for your spirit that once it arrives, you'll wonder how you ever survived without it, and that's why this message found you while others didn't, because this one was chosen for you. There's a countdown happening in the unseen, a divine ticking that only your soul can hear, and every second brings you closer to a breakthrough that was delayed, protected, preserved and divinely timed, not because you weren't worthy before, but because the world needed to catch up to your frequency, and now it finally has, which is why people from your past suddenly remember you, why powerful opportunities are surfacing out of nowhere, why your intuition feels louder than your logic, because destiny is no longer approaching, it's standing at your front door, waiting for you to open without hesitation. Someone who once doubted you is now realizing they misread you entirely, and this realization is haunting them in the most transformative way, not with regret, but with awakening, because they're finally seeing the depth, the loyalty, the rare authenticity you carried all along, and Michael has been guiding their heart, clearing their pride, rearranging their perspective, because the universe is aligning a conversation, a reunion, a moment of truth that will reveal why things fell apart before they could come together, and when that moment arrives, it won't feel forced or fragile, it will feel destined. You've spent so long being strong for everyone else that you forgot strength doesn't always roar, sometimes it quietly holds on, and heaven has watched you keep going through storms that were never meant for you, yet you still chose compassion over revenge, growth over bitterness, faith over fear, and now the universe is responding in a way that cannot be reversed, because blessings given by God are not negotiable, not removable, not replaceable, and Michael wants you to trust that what's being prepared for you has already survived every attempt to block it. So stay with me until the final word, because the next message isn't just information, it's confirmation, the spiritual proof your heart has been waiting for, the moment where everything aligns, where every unanswered question finds meaning, where every painful chapter reveals its purpose, and once you hear it, you'll finally understand why heaven never allowed you to give up, because your story was always meant to become a miracle. Stay with me until the very end, don't scroll, don't let anything distract you, because what you're about to receive is the clearest sign heaven has ever sent you, and Archangel Michael is standing guard over this moment, knowing that if you walk away now, you'll miss the revelation your spirit has been silently requesting for years, and that's why your heart feels heavier, your breathing slower, your intuition louder. Because something sacred is unfolding, something only meant for those spiritually awake enough to notice, and right now, whether you realize it or not, you are being chosen to witness the shift before the world sees it. Your name has been entering rooms you've never stepped into, conversations you weren't present for, minds that once overlooked you, and Michael has been guiding these moments like divine chess moves, strategic, intentional and unstoppable, because a path is being cleared for you, not with force, but with spiritual legitimacy, and soon, someone in a position of influence or emotional significance will acknowledge you in a way that changes everything, not because they suddenly see your worth, but because they finally caught up to the truth heaven always knew about you, and this acknowledgement will feel like destiny tapping you on the shoulder saying, "It's your turn." What you perceived as delays were actually redirections, recalibrations, upgrades to your timeline, because heaven refused to let you settle for half-hearted love, temporary opportunities or environments too small for the magnitude of your purpose, and even though it felt like nothing was happening, everything was. Your spirit was maturing, your intuition was strengthening, your energy was being refined. And Michael was removing people with shaky intentions long before they had the chance to confuse your future, because where you're going requires certainty, clarity, loyalty and alignment, not chaos disguised as connection. There is someone who has been fighting their feelings, their fears, their destiny, but their resistance is collapsing, because the universe keeps redirecting their heart back to you, stirring memories they tried to bury, emotions they tried to silence, and Michael has been working silently behind their confusion, turning hesitation into realization, realization into longing, and longing into action, and soon they will reach out. Not out of impulse, but out of divine timing, because the moment they speak, the truth will land so deeply in your soul that you'll finally understand why every goodbye, every distance, every unanswered question was necessary. So don't move, don't scroll, stay with me until the final word, because the message that comes next isn't just reassurance, it's alignment, the moment heaven stops hinting and starts confirming, the moment where everything you've been feeling finally receives language, and once you hear it, you won't just believe in divine timing, you'll witness it. Don't move, stay with me until the very end, because this is the moment everything begins to reveal itself, the moment your spirit finally understands why it never gave up, and Archangel Michael is urging you to listen with your whole heart, because what's unfolding right now isn't luck, coincidence or curiosity, it's divine appointment, and heaven has been waiting for you to reach this exact second with clarity, maturity and readiness, because if this message came any earlier, you would've rejected it, doubted it, minimized it, but now you're strong enough to carry what's coming, and the universe refuses to let you scroll past what was tailor-made for your destiny. There is a shift happening in the background of your life. Conversations are being guided, hearts are being softened, opportunities are being aligned, and someone who once stood still is now being spiritually pushed toward you with urgency, because fate is done waiting, and Michael has cleared every energetic block, every delay, every emotional fog that once kept you apart, and soon, you will witness something that feels impossible. Someone speaking the truth they once swallowed, someone returning with humility instead of excuses, someone choosing you openly instead of quietly, and when it happens, it will not feel random, it will feel orchestrated. Your silence has been louder than your presence, your absence has been shaping destinies more than your involvement ever could, and heaven has been using this pause to show others what you carried, what you offered, what you embodied, because sometimes people need to lose access to recognize value, and that recognition is happening right now in someone's heart, someone whose thoughts keep circling back to you no matter how far life tried to pull them, and Michael has been placing your name, your energy, your memory in front of them repeatedly, not to haunt them, but to awaken them. Everything that once felt like heartbreak, confusion, or abandonment is about to transform into clarity, purpose and direction, because God never removed anything from your life without replacing it with something better, stronger, healthier and divinely aligned, and the blessing coming toward you isn't temporary, it's stable, intentional, undeniable, and it will feel like your soul finally exhaling after years of holding itself together. And Michael wants you to trust that what's entering your life now won't require you to question your worth, sacrifice your peace, or beg for reciprocity, because it's coming with certainty. So stay with me until the final word, don't scroll, don't disconnect, because the next message isn't just a continuation, it's the activation. The moment destiny stops waiting and starts unfolding in real time, and when you hear it, you'll realize heaven wasn't just calling you, heaven was preparing you for something far bigger than you imagined. Stay with me until the very end, don't scroll, don't break this moment, because what you're about to hear is the final confirmation heaven needs you to receive, and Archangel Michael is standing right beside your spirit, knowing you're closer to breakthrough than you've ever been, closer than your doubts suggest, closer than your fears can perceive, and that's why your heart has been beating differently, why your intuition has been louder, why everything around you suddenly feels like it's shifting, because destiny is no longer approaching, it's already here, waiting for you to acknowledge it, accept it, and step into it without hesitation or apology. There is someone whose life is being rearranged so they can return to you in the right way, not wounded, not confused, not half-present, but healed, awakened and spiritually aligned, and Michael has been guiding them through realizations they once refused to face, realizations about who you are, what you carried, what you offered, and how deeply their soul recognized yours long before their mind understood it, and now, the universe is orchestrating a moment where truth will finally be spoken. Not in fragments, not in fear, but with full clarity and divine timing, because this connection was never meant to fade, it was meant to evolve. Everything you've endured, the endings, the waiting, the misunderstandings, the emotional exhaustion, was never punishment, it was refinement, because heaven needed you to become someone who no longer settles for crumbs, someone who no longer betrays their own heart just to keep someone else comfortable, someone who knows their value so deeply that no delay, no silence, no distance can make them question it again. And now that you've reached that level of inner strength, Michael is preparing to place you into a chapter where you are chosen without confusion, prioritized without hesitation, loved without conditions. Right now, there is a blessing moving toward you so quickly that even the obstacles trying to stop it are falling away, because heaven has decided that no previous disappointment, no past mistake, no lingering fear can interfere with what has already been written in your favor, and soon, you will look back at this moment and realize that everything, every tear, every prayer, every shift, was leading you here, to a life that finally matches your heart, your faith, your resilience, and Michael wants you to understand that when this blessing arrives, it won't feel like a miracle, it will feel like coming home. So stay with me until the last word, don't scroll away now, because the next message isn't just a continuation, it's the moment heaven reveals what all of this has been building toward, the moment your spirit receives the final divine instruction, and once you hear it, you will never again doubt why God chose you, protected you, prepared you, and refused to let you give up. Don't you dare scroll, stay with me until the very end, because this final message was written for you before you even knew you needed it, and Archangel Michael is standing in full divine authority, knowing that this is the moment your soul has been preparing for, the moment every sign, every intuition, every whisper from heaven finally combines into one undeniable truth. You were never walking toward your destiny. Your destiny has been running toward you, and now it has arrived, fully formed. Divinely protected, spiritually confirmed, ready to rewrite everything you thought was possible for your life. You're entering a chapter where nothing about you will be overlooked again, your presence will be felt, your voice will be heard, your worth will be recognized, and the world will finally see the strength you carried in silence, the love you offered without expectation, the resilience you built without applause. And Michael wants you to understand that this elevation isn't random, it's earned, it's appointed, it's ancestral. It's heaven's response to every moment you chose faith over fear, compassion over anger, growth over revenge, and now the universe is returning everything multiplied, purified, and aligned with your highest good. There is someone who has been holding back for too long, someone whose heart has been pulled toward you with a force they can no longer resist, and heaven has been clearing their path, removing their confusion, healing their wounds, because they are meant to step into your story with clarity, not chaos, and soon, when divine timing presses, now, they will come forward with truth so sincere, so unfiltered, so spiritually guided that it will silence every doubt you've ever carried about love, purpose, connection, and timing, and in that moment, you will feel heaven exhale, because the alignment is finally complete. Every storm you survived was training. Every heartbreak was redirection. Every delay was protection. Every ending was a beginning disguised as loss. And Michael wants you to stop questioning whether you deserve what's coming, because heaven wouldn't have fought this hard for your breakthrough if it wasn't meant to change everything, and when it arrives, it won't require analysis, fear, or overthinking. It will feel peaceful, familiar, inevitable, like your spirit already lived it long before your body caught up. And that's how you'll know it's yours. So stay with me until the last breath of this message, because this is the moment your soul acknowledges what the universe has already declared. Your waiting season is over, your forgotten season is over, your silent suffering is over, and from this point forward, life will not just happen to you, life will respond to you, honor you, rise to meet you. Because heaven didn't send this message to inspire hope, It sent it to announce arrival, and now your only job is simple: be ready to receive what was always meant to find you.